today we are making cheese straws. I've got my lovely mum Karen with me.
Hi.
And we are going to get cracking with some really nice homemade cheese straws. So this is based on puff pastry, but we were just discussing that traditionally puff pastry is like layers of butter
with the pastry mix, and you just keep folding it up to make it really, really flaky.
So yes, you end up with lots and lots of layers, which is what you associate with puff pastry. This is kind of like a rough version of puff pastry, so you get the same effects, but it's quicker. I do like a bit of a cheat. Yeah,
cheat.
So for this, you are going to want to get 375 grams of plain flour and a pinch of salt. Do you want a sieve?
I'll sieve.
Is it sieve or sift?
I think it's sift, actually.
I think it might be sift. Right, so let's get some air into that flour. And I'm just going to add a good pinch of salt.
There we go.
Well done. Thank you. And then to that, we're going to add 225 grams of butter. Now, I would highly recommend doing chilled butter and just chopping it up into little squares or dicing it, just because we're going to rub this with between our fingers to create like a crumbs. We want it to stay quite cold so it doesn't all melt and become greasy. So shall I do the messy bit?
Yeah, you can do the messy bit.
Okay. So yeah, we want, for good pastry, you kind of want to keep it colder. So definitely with the chilled. No cheating on that bit.
Makes it harder to rub in though.
It does, but I think
the result's better.
Yeah.
And you can do this with a mixer.
You could. Yeah, you can. If you want to use a mixer and blitz it, you are very welcome to. Do wonder sometimes why I don't do these things.
Oh, but I think there's something quite therapeutic about doing it with your hands.
Yeah,
it feels
I
more
agree.
clever, doesn't it?
Yeah. Right. Let's get this really mixed up. So we're drinking some red wine with our cheese straws because we thought cheese and wine goes together.
Absolutely.
Alright, get this. So you do want to try and get it that there's no lumps of butter left in it, if you can.
Get air into it.
Do you reckon?
Lift it up like that,
Lift it
yeah.
up. You're just trying to get it all over me. You know what I'm like. We should maybe do some dips for this as well.
Oh yes, that'd be nice.
Yeah, maybe another day.
Yeah.
We'll do some dips for you as well to have a go
Just do
at.
a really simple one. You could just do some balsamic and olive oil.
What, with cheese straws?
Why not?
Do you? I'd have gone for like a mayonnaise-y one.
Yeah, you could. Alioli.
Yeah. Or cheese and chive.
Cheese and chive. Yeah.
Right. So you will find that if you kind of squished it together in your hands, it will go quite like a dough. It's quite a lot of butter in that. But we're just going to lightly just tease it. There we go.
You put pepper in it.
We could put pepper in. Well, we've got cayenne pepper.
Oh, okay.
Right, I'm now really, really messy. So I'm just going to get a tea towel. So to your plain flour and butter and salt, we're going to add the cheeses. Would you mind adding the cheeses whilst I clean up? It's 150 grams of mature cheddar that we've just grated on a fine. Yeah, I did do quite finely. You could do thicker, couldn't you?
Lots of cheese, isn't it?
It is a lot of cheese. I'd recommend doing a mature cheddar just for taste.
Yeah, I agree. I want it to be strong, don't
You do. And then you've also got 50 grams of Italian hard cheese.
What kind of cheese would that be? Parmesan or something?
Yeah, Parmesan, or what do we use? It's Parmesan.
Mm.
Yeah. There we go.
But I reckon it would work with a lot of cheeses. Much blue cheese wouldn't be right.
No, I think you could. I think you just need it to be strong. But soft cheeses, you're changing the texture again, aren't you?
Yeah, I think
oh,
so.
look, I'm just making a
Cheese.
complete mess over here.
Smells good already.
Don't dive in yet.
I've just found a lump of butter.
Right, so to that, we're going to add some mustard and some pepper. Now, this is to taste, guys. I've got Dijon mustard. Actually, I need a teaspoon if you wouldn't mind, Mr. Boozy Baker. But you can use English mustard, or you were suggesting whole grain.
I quite fancy whole grain.
You can also use a powdered, a mustard powder if you wanted to, but I don't think you can beat the, the actual.
I think so.
There we go. So I'm going to do a little bit more than like that. Now, here's a tip for you. If you're ever making a cheese sauce, you'll like it as well. We're just going to just tip breadcrumby stuff all over us. I know.
I'm not sure that's making it clear.
So when you're doing this, please use a sink. It's much easier. But when you're hosting and you're stuck on a table with a microphone attached to you, it's a bit harder. If you're ever doing a cheese sauce, adding a teaspoon of Dijon mustard or an English mustard really brings out the flavour of the cheese, which is why we use it. We're also going to add a little bit of cayenne pepper. Now, again, cayenne. Cayenne.
Oh, I don't know. Now you've said it.
I know.
Cayenne.
So again, to taste. So I'm just going to use the lid because I'm like that. But I would go for a good. Oh, is that too much for you? I'd have said a teaspoon.
Yeah.
But you can use a pinch. What do you reckon?
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it.
Go for it.
There we go. So that was probably about a teaspoon. But if you don't want a really strong flavour, just go for a pinch of the cayenne pepper. And last ingredient, well actually no, not quite, we've got cold water too, but we've got 2 egg yolks. So not the whole egg, you need to split them. See, I did it without you this time. So 2 egg yolks going in there as well. And now lastly, you want to get some water. Now I would say 4 to 5 tablespoons of water, but just to make sure you don't add too much, I'd probably go for 4.
Yeah,
then mix it and then see where you're at and see if it comes into a dough. If it needs a bit more, then you can always add, but you're not going to be able to take out so easily.
And that needs to be really cold water, doesn't it?
Really cold water is good.
Yeah.
Right. Let's get this all mixed up. And this is going to form a really heavy dough. It's
like a pastry, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you freeze this after you've done it?
Yeah, I think you can, but I think I'd say I'd freeze it without baking them, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I'm just thinking if you wanted to, you've got like friends coming round at the weekend and you just want something so you just look a bit fancy with your glass of wine.
Yeah.
You could have
just
the dough
freeze,
ready.
Yeah, freeze the dough. So we're going to show you how to, we're going to chill this and then we're going to bring it out, roll it out, cut it, and bake it. What I think is cut them into the lengths.
Yes, I'm thinking that.
So that
then you could literally just get them out on the tray.
Yeah.
Straight in, and that would look really good. A bit like the cookies you made.
Yeah. I think the more things you can do, that this makes about 24 cheese sticks as well. So if you only want a few, to put half the mixture into the freezer as like sticks ready that you can just pop onto
Well, it's a savoury treat, isn't it?
It is, and they don't take very long to bake. They're a matter of minutes, so it is a really nice thing to have ready to go.
The kids would like it as well, wouldn't they? They come home from school or something like that.
Yes,
a bit different.
I've got a really good trick for turning these into a Halloween treat as well.
What? Put pumpkin in it?
No, shape them like witches' fingers.
Oh, nice.
Right. Kids would love that. Put an almond on the end for a nail.
Oh, that's horrible.
Right, so I'm just going to use my hand to bring this into a dough, and I can show you then what we've got.
That's made into a good dough. How many spoons did you actually put in?
I used 4.
Oh,
so
but it depends on the butter content, doesn't it?
Yeah, butter and the flour, how absorbent your flour is. But if I show you, that's the dough. So I'll bring it out and form it into a nice ball. There we go. Now that you really want to put in the fridge for a good 30 minutes to get that butter cold again before we bake it. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is wrap this up in some cling film. There we go.
Or you could just use one of those freezer bags.
Yeah, you could just pop it into like a little Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
I will go through what we've done again because I've done that really fast, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
So I've just squished that down as well, just so that more surface area can chill. But to go through that, we did 375 grams of plain flour with a pinch of salt. And then we added 225 grams of chilled butter, and I just diced that up and rubbed it in with our fingers. And then to that we added the cheese. That was 150 grams of mature cheddar cheese and 50 grams of hard Italian cheese. So you can make your mind up over what you want with that.
Good.
And then a teaspoon of mustard.
Yeah.
Again, you
Choose
choose.
your mustard.
Yeah, you choose what you like.
Yeah.
And a pinch of cayenne pepper. You could add other things, I'm sure. So if you do divert from the recipe a little bit,
Some
tell us how you
onions
do.
might be nice.
Oh yeah, caramelised onions would be nice in
lovely.
it.
Yeah.
And then 4 to 5 tablespoons of cold water. And 2 egg yolks. Sorry, 2 egg yolks as well. So we just literally tip that all in. Once we've made the breadcrumbs up with the butter and the flour, everything just got tipped into the bowl, given a good mix.
It shows how easy it is, doesn't it?
It is, and then that's your dough. So that needs to go into the fridge. So I'm going to put that to one side. We'll do that shortly. But for the purpose of this, I've got a bit Blue Peter.
Oh, have you?
I have.
Oh, and in a Ziploc bag.
And in a Ziploc bag, yeah. So this is only half the mixture, because I've already used the other half. But I thought I could show you then how to cut them all up. Now I'm just going to get a bit of flour, just so we don't stick to the...
I suppose if you did it with like a red Leicester or something.
Oh,
nice
yeah.
strong one, you'd get that sort of orangey tone. to
Yeah,
it,
you
wouldn't
would.
That could look
Yeah,
quite
that
nice.
would be very nice.
Yeah. Or you could put some garlic in.
Yeah.
Garlic cheese sticks.
Yeah.
Olives.
Oh,
I'm getting a bit carried away
you
now,
are.
aren't
We're going to have to
I?
make more now
Yeah,
of
we
different
will. Lots of
types.
different flavours.
So as you can see, this has been left in actually overnight rather than 30 minutes. So it's really quite hard. There's no problem with that. It's just going to take me a few minutes longer to get it to roll out.
Yeah.
But you want it to be about a pound in depth. They really puff up.
A pound?
A pound coin, sorry.
Oh, right.
A pound coin in thickness.
I'm thinking, what's a pound depth?
Sorry.
Possibly we should have brought that out of the fridge earlier.
Yeah. I said if you leave it in for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, it won't be as hard to roll out. But if you're prepared to deal with it, or you just have it out, you could leave it overnight. So again, if you're having a dinner party or friends round or just snacks,
Even
really.
just drinks.
Yeah. You could just chill it overnight to bring it out.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the hardest thing to make, actually. It's quite a nice one for a pastry.
I think it's just making sure you've got a light touch with it, so that it
Yes.
gives that sort of flakiness. How long do you need them to be? How long do you going to make them?
Well, yeah, good question, actually.
Yeah.
I tend to do them, do you reckon mine were about 20 centimetres long? Ones I made the other day?
8 inches to people like me.
Yeah. But, I mean, because they're thin, you've got an even bake. You can kind of do them as you want, really.
You could do them as you wanted. One of the cruises I went on, we used to put them at the dinner table, like really, really, really thin ones.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the figure, but it was shocking how many the kitchen made. It was
Oh, really?
like, I don't know, something like 50,000 an evening. It was ridiculous.
Oh, my goodness.
Ridiculous.
But they're kind of addictive, aren't
Yeah,
they? And when you're just
yeah.
kind of like pulling them out.
Yeah.
I mean, I said about the dips, but you can eat them on their own so
Yeah.
easily.
And they were in the beginning quite salty, but I think somebody said that they weren't so healthy and so salty, but they were really nice.
Yeah.
So they obviously put some coarse salt on.
Yeah,
top
I did
of-
think about this. So
Yeah.
for this recipe, I've left them as they are.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to, you could add some kind of coarse salt or some poppy seeds.
Oh, yeah.
Or just a bit more of the hard cheese.
Mhm.
I think you have to be careful that you don't put anything on, like the cheese, that could melt it to stop it puffing up.
Yes.
You'd have to be careful with that.
Yeah, anything you put in's got to be kind of small, because like a whole olive would be.
Yeah. Just dice it up. Yeah. Right. So that's, I would have said, about a pound coin in thickness, and then I'm just going to get a knife, and I'm just going to sharpen up the sides. Of course, we can reuse. Actually, it doesn't matter if they're all a bit different in length.
No.
But
I think they look quite nice when they're like that.
A bit more rustic. Well, you can see they're homemade, can't you? And you want them about 1 centimetre in thickness.
This would be me. This would be. I'd have to have a ruler.
You would, but it's me, and you know what I'm like. Just do it. I thought about this as well. You know, you could twist them.
Oh, how fancy!
Shall we do that?
Yeah, let's try it.
So I've just twisted that as well. So the picture that I put on is.
I'll do some straight ones as well.
Okay, all right. Oh yeah, it'd be quite fancy, won't it, to serve?
Yep.
There we go. So I'll do a straight one and a twisted one. You could do that, particularly if you're going to dress them differently as well. So you have poppies on, like poppy seeds on one.
And you could tell the difference.
Yeah. Good idea.
Even like a chutney would be quite nice to. I don't know if you can dip into a chutney. But
I don't know.
Some chutneys are thinner, aren't they? Than others?
Yeah. There we go.
Could make a chutney.
Can make a chutney. Used to make quite a few chutneys. There we go.
We're talking
Another
about doing the
one.
24 days of Christmas. So.
Yeah, the advent calendar idea. I will. Well, you're in on it now as well, so you can help me come up with some ideas if we're going to do 24 things in the lead up to Christmas.
We should have saved this for one of them.
Yeah, but then I've got to
do different versions. Or we could do about 8 different ones of these, and that's 8 workshops.
Just masses of cheese straw workshops. Right. Could I have the baking tray, please, Mr. Boozy Baker? And we could put some of these on, couldn't we, and get them baking?
Is that going to be all right, ungreased? Just straight on?
Just straight on. So I don't trust baking trays, so I've just put some parchment. There's nothing greased. I'm just putting them straight onto the parchment paper. Are we doing twirled round that? Are they untwirled?
Unswirling now. Right, you stay there. You twirl. Going. How many are we putting on?
I think we could put all of these on. Now you don't. I mean, space them out a little bit, but they won't spread. They will rise.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm giving you. So we've done 4 of each.
Okay. And how long do these take to cook?
They are going to go into the oven for 12 minutes. Check them at 10, just in case you have a particularly hard oven.
I know what you mean.
Aggressive oven.
Yeah.
But they're going in. They're baking at 190 or 180 for fan or gas mark 5 for 12 minutes. So I'm going to make some more.
Yeah. The minute the kids smell them, they'll.
Oh, I know that they will. Max particularly likes cheese straws.
In fact, he's hovering at the door. Oh, he's gone.
They haven't smelt them yet. But I mean, as I said, these will make quite a few. In fact, I think I said it would make about 24, but actually I'm cutting them a little bit thinner and I'm making more because there's 8 in there.
Well, you can sort of do it to your preference, couldn't you? You could have them really, really skinny ones or fat ones. Or...
These will also make really good snacks for school snacks.
Yeah.
And again, because you're making them yourself, you can make them the right size for whatever Tupperware you need to put them into.
Yeah.
So they are nice and versatile.
I wonder what would happen, I suppose, if you did them just in a round. You just got a cutter and did little round ones.
Yeah, I suppose it would just puff up.
You could do like Christmas tree ones.
We could. Got so many ideas.
Sorry, we're talking about Christmas already.
There we go. So, I'm going to show you. If you want to make these into a Halloween treat. Well, they might like to.
They might like to.
So if you've got a bit extra and you've kind of had enough and the kids are getting interested, roll out some pastry. We're not doing anything particularly different here.
Okay.
I don't think you'd want them as long.
Well, no, not with weird fingers. They're like witches' fingers.
Yeah. So then cut them
Mm-hmm.
the same.
Mm-hmm.
But make them knobbly.
Where you get this from?
Make them knobbly, and then if you've got a flaked almond, which I don't think I have because I think I've cracked them up, put them on the end and sink them in. So just pinch them in different places, and then put a bit of an almond flake on the end, or a whole almond, and you can make witch's fingers. Do you not think that's cool?
Well, I suppose so.
Just me.
I think it's a you thing. Yeah,
Probably
no,
is.
actually kids would love it. They think that was really funny.
Yeah, I think if you had a load of those and then a ketchup dip.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They would like that. And actually, I think Halloween this year is going to be a bit different because probably not going to be trick-or-treating in the same way. So
No.
yeah, so I did see a thing about Halloween that instead of the kids going out, no, they do go out still, but you know, like we did the rainbows, that you could see all the pictures of rainbows. That
Yeah.
people put pumpkins, or they put a picture of a pumpkin in their window. When the kids find it, the parents put one sweet in there.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So that they're not going to people's doors.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So you might have to do like a bit of a Halloween thing at home with the cheese straws, and the kids are going to do some of this Halloween.
Yeah, the kids want to do a video on Halloween treats, so they're still to do that. I think they want to do that
Yeah, that'd be fun.
soon,
Yeah.
so that it's online and available. And then if we get round to it, I thought we could do a pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
Or online.
Yeah.
I know it's pastry, so it takes a bit of a time, but we could pre-record you a pumpkin pie. It's quite American,
It is.
but I do like a pumpkin pie.
Halloween's got more and more.
Yeah, but I do really like a pumpkin pie.
Do you?
Yeah, do you not?
I'm not.
Do you
know
like-
what?
do you
I'm
like-
not really sure.
Do you like egg custard pie? Is it egg custard pie?
I love egg custard.
What is that?
Oh, right.
Right.
Where's that?
New
Okay.
experience for Mum. We're
Oh.
going to make her a pumpkin pie.
Oh, I always used to have egg custards with my mum.
Well, remember.
Yeah. Oh, you would do.
Yeah.
It's always the argument who's going to pay for them.
So yeah, well, that's the kind of same basis.
Oh, okay. I didn't realise that.
So we could do that, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Right, I suppose I could just do this last bit. We've got a bit of while on the whatever they're called. What are we making again?
Cheese straws.
Cheese straws. So what I'm going to do is, through the magic of editing, we will come back to you when we have some more out and show you what they look like. And here they are. So the straight ones there, well, my version of straight, straighter one, and the twist ones, you can see the twist, maybe roll them a bit thinner to get a really defined twist in them. But all you need to do is leave them to cool on the rack until they're cold, and then store them in an airtight container until you're ready to use them.
How long do they last?
I think they'd last a few days.
Do you?
Well, we had them the other night. In fact, I left them out by accident on the side, and they didn't even stale overnight. So that they're quite good. But I think like a lot of things like this, you really bake them to eat them.
Yeah.
So if you're not planning to eat them straight away, when they're still pastry and they're uncooked, I would probably lay them next to each other and then freeze them. And you can always use another piece of parchment just to put another layer on.
Yeah.
Right, I know what's going to happen with these. Guys, does anyone want to have a cheese straw? Yeah, go on then, pick your cheese straw. No, just one at a time. What are you going for, twirly one?
I'm going. Ow, it's hot.
It's not that hot.
Oh. Try that one. Oh.
There you
It's
go.
not.
Are they good? Like that?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Lovely. Right, well, that is it. We've got another load in the oven. And I will put a little thing on about the witch's fingers as well for Halloween if you want to just change them up a little bit for a theme. But that's us done. Are you happy? Lovely.
Bye.
Bye.